like, that this dumbass David Dennis Jr. finally had somebody clap back on his dumbass takes. Like, he is an idiot. Like, so he's not an idiot. Like, sorry, he's not an idiot. You don't get to the position where he's gotten to in life while being an idiot. But like, his opinions are entirely agenda based. Entirely agenda based. Like, he went on a rant, by the way. He went on a rant saying that Caitlin Clark doesn't want to grow the WNBA because she didn't compete in the 3-point contest as a rookie. He went on a big rant saying that Caitlin Clark is the reason why the WNBA is not growing because she didn't compete in the 3-point contest. She was like, "Oh, I'm exhausted. I want to rest. I just want that one night." She basically said, "I want that one night just to be a fan." And you could see Caitlin Clark at the time of her life on All-Star Friday night. This guy has been saying from the start. He has been saying from the start, lads, that Caitlin Clark overrated. She's this, she's that. And then suddenly when Caitlin Clark is cooking as a rookie, it's then, we can't call her overrated anymore. Oh, she's actually bad for the league. Yeah, she's bad for the league. She's not doing the 3-point contest. Like, this guy is a fucking dumbass. And I love the faces when somebody's actually, going back to the ridiculous thing. And by the way, he also said that that the top Caitlin Clark is, was it something like Caitlin Clark is not a top 4 guard because she's bad on defense, and then named Olivia Miles, Marina Mabry, and Paige Bueckers, and I can't remember who he named as the 4th best guard, but whoever it was wasn't a defender. I don't think it was Ryan Howard. I'm pretty sure, like, he named 4 guards that don't play defense either, or aren't good defenders either. Like, I'm being very clear. Like, Caitlin Clark is an equivalent defender she's a better defender than Mabry. She's an equivalent defender to Paige, and she's a better defender than Olivia. She's a better individual defender than Olivia Miles. Olivia Miles is, like, her hands are quicker, and she's able to close the spaces because she plays for Minnesota, and her quicker hands makes a big difference there. They're different types of defenders. Like, of those 3, none of them are good on ball stoppers. None of them are fast laterally. Caitlin Clark is the best weak side roamer. She's the best at anticipating lob passes. She's the best weak side shot blocker. Paige Bueckers is the best one pass away denier. Paige is probably the most disciplined of them all. It's whatever, but like, none of them. We are literally arguing. We are literally arguing between 4 people that are between a 4.5 and a 6.5 at their best on defense, which is, we're like ranking levels. Was it Kelsey Plum as well? I can't remember, but either way, it was a bunch of non-defenders. We are just ranking levels of mid right here. This is a mid-off with these 4 on defense, but yet it's such a mid-off that, there's no argument for Caitlin top 4 guard in the world. If you want to say, I don't think Caitlin's a top 4 guard in the world, these are the guards I have above her, that's very different to saying there's no argument for Caitlin to be top 4, and then saying because she doesn't play defense and listing people that don't play defense. It's like when Patrick Dumont came on and said Luka doesn't have Shaq's work ethic, and saying, like, Shaq worked really hard. But let's take a listen to him getting torn down here by Stacey Dales.
It's quite a topic, isn't it, these days, Jess? Hello, David. I will just say this. We have to be very careful about how we look at player voting when it comes to the All-Star vote, right?
The biggest problem I have here is that unless the Fever players didn't vote, unless the Fever players did not vote, and if they didn't vote, then I think that we can blame Aaliyah Boston here, because it's her responsibility to not, on that podcast, to say basically, look, I don't think any of our team voted. Like, that was part of us. But if the Fever players did not vote, for her to be 10th, it means either her teammates didn't vote for her, and I can guarantee you every single Fever player voted for Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, or 0 other votes were for Caitlin. 0 players in the league outside the Indiana Fever voted for Caitlin Clark in their top 4, which is ludicrous. And for people being like, oh, not everyone voted for all the best players. And the fact that nobody voted for Caitlin Clark other than Fever players is a problem in itself. Like, that's worse than saying they voted her as the 11th best guard. That not one player in the league said she was top 4.
Comprised 25% of the vote, the media 25%, the fans 50%. Now, of a pool of 180 roster players.
That's a bit too fast. Let's get that one to 1.5.
you've got 85 of them voting. So it's a small sample size. So you have players, for instance, guys that are voting for, hey, my teammate, my buddy, I can vote for my entire roster, the team I play on. But I do think you certainly have a pool.
The problem is like you can't say, oh, they're going to vote for their entire roster. Like 27 players got voted for. 27 players got voted for. And Caitlin was 11 to those 27. The likelihood of like, let's just say again, there's 11 votes for Caitlin Clark. Like, you're not, for her, of 85 votes, it means realistically 11 people voted for Caitlin. And all of them are, every single one of them were probably Indiana Fever players. So it could be 0 of 75 voted for her as a top 4 guard. And that is equally as big an issue as her being, like, them rating her as 11.
Pool of players who take this thing seriously. And while some may not take it seriously, it is a small sample size. You see 11th with Caitlin Clark, and it is insulting. It is preposterous to consider she would be even deemed worthy of, or unworthy of, being in a conversation of the 11th best guard in the WNBA. And frankly, to further the discourse, to consider the fact
Kelsey Plum 12th and Jackie Young 14th is equally as bad, by the way. This is not a Caitlin Clark issue. This is the fact that, again, my guess is that the Vegas Aces players did not vote. That is my guess, is that the Aces players did not vote. Because there's no way, if the Aces players voted, that Jackie Young's 14th. That is my assumption, is that none of the Aces players voted. We know none of the Sparks players voted because they didn't even get, like, they didn't get the emails. The emails went to spam. So, like, we know the Sparks players didn't vote. So we know that's why Kelsey Plum went to 12. My guess is that none of the Vegas players voted either.
Fact that some believe that she's not even worthy of being in the top 4 or being a starter amongst these all-star players is to me foolishness, because you have to look at the basketball. You have to break down the tape. But it tells me, are you watching the entire game? There's a lot of great players in this league. I could talk to you guys for hours about them. Caitlin Clark is exceptional. She is extraordinary. She is elite. She is incredibly difficult to defend. She plays on extraordinary angles, both with and without the basketball. And
I'm not going to say she plays at extraordinary angles without the basketball. She is a very good shooter off the ball. She is a very good shooter running to her left, where she can turn off her right shoulder off the move. There is no better movement shooter fading. Basically, she can catch the ball on a fadeaway as long as she's going over this shoulder. And the reason is because she releases the ball from this side of her head, and to gain more power, she kind of brings it more to this side. So her power is from getting the ball here. So when she gets the ball on that turn, she's bringing it up into that position. Then she can kind of get her arms. She gets longer arm movement there. Gotta be real here. Like, that is for me anyway, that's where I'm like, okay, this is why Caitlin can do that. And it's why she struggles kind of going the other way, because she kind of has to bring it back and up. It's a kind of 2 movement thing. Anyway, let's keep listening.
And she is very unpredictable, I would tell you, defensively. Her ability to consistently hit anywhere from a 25 to a 30-foot jump shot from behind the arc, which is roughly 22 and change.
Ironically, she is the fact is that it's not that she's unpredictable, it's that she can pull from anywhere. So that even though you know she wants to go downhill going right, because she can take that one step going right and then push off her right foot into the side step, because she can take that one dribble going right, push off her right foot, and while she goes into the side step, get back into rhythm, it means that what you can't do is you can't adjust to the right foot jab or the right foot first step by jumping back too much, because if you do, she pulls back into the shot. And if you don't and you play her up, she can burn you with that right step. So it's not that she's unpredictable. It's that she has one move and a counter. Like, it's as simple as that. It is unpredictable. It is tough because she has one move, and the only way to stop that one move is by leaving her open for a counter. And the only real way to stop her one move and a counter is by hand checking. Like, it is not about her necessarily being unpredictable. It is literally a case where it's like she does a few things really well, but those few things complement each other really well. And it's so hard to stop, because if you stop one thing, she does this. And if you stop the other thing, you're like, for you to stop the drive and then stop the pullback, you are completely out of your stance moving forward. And then it is pass cut. Then it is one dribble, she's by you. Then it is she hits you with that one step or one dribble behind the back, and she's at the basket. It's really tough to stop her. Not necessarily Besides, Clark isn't a good shooter. She has a good first quarter. Like, I don't think people understand that over the course of a season, you can talk about the difference between shooting 32 and 36% from three, which is at the WNBA level, the difference between a decent and a great shooter, considering the shot she takes. Over the course of a game, shooting 4% different from three is irrelevant. She shoots 9 threes a game. She makes one more three if she made one more three every 2 games on average, it's a big thing. But you don't take that risk. Just like when Breanna Mabry shot 27% from three last season, you don't take the risk. Just like when Sabrina shoots 29% from three seasons in a row, you don't take that risk.
Is consistent. And even when she's out there and she's getting all this defensive attention, in her face attention, she still has to use that gather step to create space. And she still makes those shots. And what's really challenging, I would say to you guys from watching it, is she's hard to blitz, she's hard to double team, she's as good a passer as she
pissed.
She is a scorer. And so it makes her
she's a better passer than she's a scorer. She is a better passer than she is a scorer. I cannot stress that enough. Like, that's for me, that's the biggest problem this year, is that her playmaking has become a non-factor. Like, I think she's the best playmaker in the league, but her playmaking has become nearly a non-factor in how her game goes, which is why I hate Steph White's system, because her game is relegated to makes or misses.
Menace to defend, and that's why you see a lot of the contact. That's why, frankly, I mean, egos come into play. You ain't getting got by Caitlin Clark when you step in between those lines, and it makes her also very difficult to officiate. So there's a lot of layers to this. This is a damn good basketball player. Yeah, it's quite a time.
And love seeing it. I love seeing just how pissed they are, because they can go on this. Because otherwise, like, you can have this whole rant about Caitlin Clark. And my favorite thing about the Caitlin Clark rants is it never breaks down basketball. It's just she's bad at defense. Like, explain to me the aspects of defense she's good and bad at. And like, I'll fully break down Caitlin Clark's defense, whether it's like good or bad. Like, I mean this right now. Caitlin Clark, there have been games where Caitlin Clark has been bad on defense. And first half of the first game against the Dallas Wings is the worst defense. Play the rest of the clip. I've played the rest of the clip. That's 1 second. That's 1 second, but I'm not playing David Dennis rant. I'm not playing David Dennis saying Caitlin Clark's not better than Breanna Mabry because of defense. Again, that's like saying that, I don't know, I was trying to get 2 players that are out of shape. It's like saying that Luka Doncic needs to get in the same shape as Boris Diaw. Like, we're having a mid-off right here. We're having a mid-off. Like, yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. Bad body language. She's bad at hustling, bad at defense, bad at hustling. Caitlin Clark's not a bad defender. She's not a good defender. There's a big difference between being a mediocre defender with a high offensive load, so your defensive energy isn't fully there. There's a big difference between that and being a bad defender. Like, she's a better defender than Kelsey Mitchell. She is a better defender than Kelsey Mitchell. Like, you've seen the last couple of games. The problem is the Steph White system allows them to just isolate on a defender. Like, Kelsey Mitchell got ISO'd the entire game against Phoenix. Twice. Both Phoenix losses, Kelsey Mitchell got ISO'd for the entire game. Hayden falls leave on defense all the time. Yeah, that's what I mean. There are times there is a lack of focus. There are times there is a lack of effort. That is the problem when it comes to Caitlin. But she's a bang average defender 80% of the time. Like, she is a much better defender than Luka Doncic. She expends so much energy on offense that she's not going to go and make hustle plays. Nor should any superstar guard, especially. No superstar guard should ever be caught diving on a basketball. Like, it's idiotic. It's idiotic. Name bad defenders in the W of Caitlin Clark is average. Let me just take a look at guards. Like, I call her a 5 out of 10 defender. So, okay, who starts? She's much better defender than Charlize Ledger-Walker. She is a better defender than... I shit you not. She's a better defender than Lexi Hull. She's a better defender than Tahina Pau. She's a better defender than... No, she's equivalent-ish to Paige. She's a better defender than Kelsey Plum. She's a better defender than Erica Wheeler. She's a better perimeter defender than Chelsea Gray, not a better defender than Chelsea Gray. She's a equivalent defender to Olivia Miles. She's a better defender than Sabrina. She's a better defender than Astier. For the Mercury, she's not a better defender than Held, so maybe no on the Mercury. She's a better defender than Sarah Ashley Barker. She's a better defender than Jane Melbourne. She's a better defender than Heidemann. She's a better defender than Mabry. She's a better defender than like Oblak from Portland. She's a better defender than Julie Alamond. She's a better defender than Georgia Amor and Alicia Flores. I'm just looking at guards to play. No, she's not a better defender than any one of the Valkyries. She's a better defender than... She's not that much worse than Alicia Gray. I hate saying this. This season, not that much worse than Alicia Gray. But yeah, it is what it is.